Hello, my name is Wayne Sedlak, and I'd like to welcome you to Viewpoint. On this website, you're going to see many unique products, not the least of which are three that I'll share with you right here at the outset. Let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with the word forensic? Do you know what it means? It's a word that's often used, well, you may be familiar with it from police and even spy movies. But in actuality, it's a reference to specialized investigations that produce different kinds of evidence for argument in a court of law. Those different kinds of evidence that forensic examiners produce vary. It can be the examination of blood types, for example, at the scene of a crime, the examination of different fingerprints, differing signatures of different documents, and a host of other professional and scientific studies. That said, not too long ago, a PhD doctoral thesis was presented to the faculty on biblical and Near Eastern studies in a major university of the United States. And that thesis has been working its way through our society and has, by their own admission, shaken a number of experts, a number of scholars who said they've never considered this before. Now, the thesis had a rather long name. It's typical of conventional PhD titled dissertations. Except this one was different. Perhaps for the first time that we know of in history. A serious study tracing the patterns that demonstrate recurrently throughout history the existence, the presence, the tactics, the strategies, and the goals of Satan. The name of the book actually is titled The Biography of Satan. This particular book presents hundreds of historical facts, including historical episodes, biographies, battles, social events, diplomatic and political events, as well as, of course, charts concerning the existent goals and acts of the real devil. But remember, the key to this history is that it shows recurrent patterns, the things he has done consistently throughout history. So it's not technically a theology or apologetics text. It's a history that emanates out of the standard of God's holy word, but examines those patterns throughout the history of the world. Now, as you're going to see, this is not just another Christian website. On this site, we offer a number of sets that tackle the kinds of questions Christians need to teach their children, their spouses, their fellow Christians, certainly the answers needed to address an unbelieving world. Here you'll find a one-of-a-kind book and its instruction set called Natural Law, written by the internationally renowned Hebrew and Greek scholar, Dr. Robert Morey. Natural law may not sound that exciting, but it's a worldview philosophy that is the fountain that continually poisons institutional training, the institutions that govern our political, educational, legal, historical, psychological, and medical establishments. And it's a philosophy that has infected the churches, why they have become often impotent. Even one law school today is considering its use. Likewise, there's a special service we'll send you 3 times a week. The special studies of the Hebrew of the book of Proverbs. And the focus of these studies is equally unique. We're studying Proverbs from the standpoint of sound economy, sound decision making, as was used by Solomon, who of course is its author, when he instituted his 13-year recovery in Israel. After 100 years of ruin and war, Israel was reconstituted by the wisdom of Solomon, and the nations came to study underneath him because no one had ever done that before or since. We have yet another text that proves the identity of the Proverbs 31 woman. We have yet another, a powerful set written by Dr. Anne Morey on women's discipleship. And she finished that just a short time before her untimely accident, by which she went on to be with the Lord. Here you'll find the outstanding works. Again, the internationally renowned Hebrew and Greek scholar Dr. Robert Morey is one of our authors, and the sets that he produces with his books. You'll see his brilliant translation right out of the Hebrew language, and he is a Hebrew scholar. He's known for it worldwide. And that of the book of Psalms. In that set, Dr. Morey shows us all how God calls men and women to pray, how he calls men and women to a rich experience in worshiping him. There are various sets on prophecy. that handle, for example, the book of Revelation. There's a unique insight. There's an audio set by Dr. Mori into Judaistic prophecy, what the Jews have believed about prophecy throughout the centuries. And that again from the expert pen of a converted Jew, Dr. Robert Mori, who was converted out of Judaism and came to Christ a number of years ago. You'll see herein a unique guide for young men and women going off to college, showing them and their parents, I should add, the kinds of preparations and answers that will allow them to confront a variety of issues and to confront them effectively on both secular and Christian campuses. Yes, you heard me say Christian campuses. Many of Christian colleges are tragically presenting different disciplines using secular humanistic training, and we're losing our kids in Christian schools. This guide can be used to teach high school Christian students. It's an excellent guide for use in Bible studies for young people, Bible studies for adults. You see, there's a wide range of other titles as well. Dr. Mori's outstanding study on death and the afterlife. His special study on the new atheism. Yes, you heard me correctly, a new atheism which has emerged right out of the bosom of the church, being adopted by professionals, by professional educational ranks, and increasingly endorsed by authors and media. You know, we all have trouble mastering the use of our tongue. Dr. Mori's now famous book, it's gone around the world actually. It's a simple book on the use of the tongue and slander, as that subject is drawn from the depth of the Word of God. It's a convicting study. I've read it. It's led many who've testified they changed their views and their misuse of their tongue. Here's another question. There's another study also. Let me ask you, have you been amazed? Have you admired the answers Christ gave in the Gospels? There's a study, as far as we know, there's nothing like it anywhere in history, that presents the ways, call them techniques and strategies, in a study of how Christ, and note the word how, Christ was able to successfully present his ideas and debate his adversaries. This isn't a theology book per se. This is a how-to book on how Christ effectively got his point across to the crowds and how he defeated the adversaries of righteousness and truth, which he so effectively accomplished time and time again throughout the gospel narratives. It's designed to hone our tongue and our thinking and to give us effective answers, the reasons for the hope that's in us. But the emphasis is how to approach our neighbor, so we're not intimidated. The text teaches you how to present the truth, how to defend yourself from the kinds of tactics and strategies, the counterfeit arguments. Counterfeit arguments so that you can recognize them. You're able to teach others around you how to recognize them. This text has been used by a Christian college to train its students to effectively debate, to recognize arguments, fallacies, untruths, while just as effectively presenting the truth as it is found in Jesus Christ and the worldview that surrounds him, the worldview that he's created for us. So I want to encourage you, browse through the site. Take a look at what we have to offer, what's in front of you. Choose one or two of the studies. We trust that you'll be edified. We know you will be. You'll be surprised. Bookmark the site. Come back to us again and again. We're here to help you. We're glad that you visited us. We trust you'll visit us again and again. In fact, we believe it. Feel free to call us. Don't be shy. Give us a call. And may God bless you.